Hello, I'm Eric Waite. I'm a certified sommelier with the Court of Master Sommeliers, a French wine scholar with the Wine Scholar Guild, and I'm currently a diploma student with the Wine and Spirit Educational Trust. In this video, I'll be doing something a little different. It's part of not just my birthday week celebration, but a celebration of Independence Day, 4th of July. Something I said in a previous video was one of the advantages of the wine world has over the whiskey world is food and wine pairing versus, are there any possibilities for doing pairing with whiskey and food? So I've been thinking a lot about it. So in the next couple of videos, I want to do a food and whiskey pairing. But first, what you have to think about is what makes good pairings. Just got a text message. Dun, 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 dun. Anyway, this is from Anthony Mueller. Just got a text message. We're getting together tonight in the Napa Valley for food, wine, and fireworks. Just got a text message regarding what time we're going to be meeting. Sorry. So we're actually meeting July 3rd for 4th of July fireworks, which works out really well for me because Napa is about an hour and a half, depending on traffic, far from my house. And I gotta usually get up in the morning, but because tomorrow's the 4th of July, I don't have to get up. Well, actually, you're watching this on the 4th of July because I don't have to get up early in the morning on the actual 4th of July. I can stay up late, eat food, drink wine, and we can watch the fireworks. They're having fireworks tonight in Napa, which is cool. So for this event, what I'm doing is I'm bringing cornbread made with Elijah Craig whiskey. So before I get into doing that, let's talk a little bit about Elijah Craig small batch Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. As I was saying before I get the text message, one of the things I was been thinking about is whiskey and food pairing to sort of counterbalance food and wine pairing. Now, I don't think the whiskey is going to have the variety and the plethora of pairings that you can do with food and wine. But I think there are some combinations that are going to work. And the first one I want to try is I want to make a cornbread with Elijah Craig Kentucky straight bourbon. Why? If you think about it. Now, in food and wine pairings, it's either about things that complement or things that counterbalance. So you can do things that are alike or things that are sort of opposite but yet pair well. Kentucky whiskey is made with, or bourbon is made with at least 51% corn, and the rest could be rye or wheat. Now, I tried finding out how much corn they put in this Elijah Craig whiskey and could not find out. But previous video I did like Angel's Envy whiskey, and it had like 72% corn. So it had a strong corn character. So I'm hoping, and when I do this review, that this will work out. It'll have enough corn in it to then pair well with a cornbread. So I'll do the review of the whiskey, then I'll show you what my recipe is going to be, and then when we get up there tonight, I'll bring this bottle with me and we'll do an actual pairing to see how they go together. I'm going to mix everything here and then I'm going to bake it up at the house in the Napa Valley. All right, let's get into it. So it is clear, dark amber, almost a burnt orange in color, high viscosity. On the nose is clean with aromas, intense aromas of canned corn, caramel corn, immediately followed by Nilla wafers, vanilla, hazelnut, butterscotch, spice, cinnamon, clove, a little bit of pepper, toffee, bananas. When I say bananas, it's like dehydrated or baked bananas or overripe bananas. That's better. All right, on the palate. Wow, that's tasty. Another one. It's 47% alcohol, so it definitely has that spike. But it's sweet. The flavors are acute and sharp and intense. Some bourbons sort of approach your palate, I would say, almost in sort of a round, wash over, sort of coating, buttery feel. This one is like straight up the center of your palate with a very intense and sharp and very bold and strong flavors. On the palate, the nose is confirmed. Sweet corn, almost like Kellogg's cornflakes, caramel corn, canned corn, but also there's a freshness to the corn. There's also a fresh corn, like if you're just eating corn off the cob. I think that's a first for the whiskeys I've ever come across, that there seems like a fresh corn on the cob flavor as well. And then you got the butter, butterscotch, toffee, vanilla, lots of vanilla, caramel, a little bit of spice in the middle, on the back, on the finish. You get the cinnamon, a little bit of clove, a little bit of pepper. This is delicious. I would say so far, this is my second favorite bourbon I've tried. The first being the Angel's Envy. Angel's Envy, I think I gave it over 90 points. If I recall, in fact, if I recall correctly, I think I gave it 95 points. I would put this at, say, 92. This is quite excellent. Alrighty, so now let's get into the recipe. So I've already opened everything up. Now you can use a pre-mix corn mix. You can make your own cornbread mix. I'm using Trader Joe's cornbread mix. I have also used Marie Callender's cornbread in the past. Marie Callender's also does one that already has like jalapenos in it or something like that. I always prefer the original. But if you have a Trader Joe's where you live, I actually like Trader Joe's cornbread mix. They also do a gluten-free. I think Trader Joe's seems more homemade than Marie Callender's. No, don't get me wrong, Marie Callender's is very good. I like it. But if you can get Trader Joe's, get Trader Joe's. So I used 2 boxes. Now I've already cut all the envelopes open to make it easy, to save a little bit of time. It's just a powder like that. Whoa. Sorry, making a little bit of a mess here. And number 2. And this cornbread mix actually has some dried corn in it, but I'm gonna add corn. Alrighty, got 2 of those. Now, canned corn. You can also use cream corn or just use whole corn, and just put everything in, including the liquid. Put another can in. Alrighty, now I don't really measure the honey. I just put a whole lot in there. That squirty noise was the honey, that wasn't me. I just like put a whole lot of honey. Alrighty, now something else you can use that's also very good I didn't have honey one time, so I thought, okay, I'll try maple syrup, and that was awesome. Maple syrup and cornbread is really, really good. And it works if you're making a cornbread for breakfast as well. Now, how much Elijah Craig should we put in? This is a first time. I've never done this before. I'm experimenting. So, I don't know how much of the alcohol will burn off, if any. But I'm going to replace the 1 can of water that I would normally do with a can of whiskey. So now this sucker's half empty. That might be too much liquid. I don't know. Because the honey kind of goes to liquid as well. Now, we mix it up. Yeah, it's a lot of liquid. Probably put too much of the whiskey in there. This should be the consistency of pancake batter. But there's a way I can fix this if it is too thin. Thankfully, because I do have that Marie Callender's cornbread mix, I can thicken it up by adding the Marie Callender's. Thankfully, I had that on hand. This is a little soupy, so if I were to make an adjustment, do this again, I would drain the second can and not put in the liquid, but I would put in the corn. And I know some people can say, well, just put in less whiskey. Nah. Okay, it's a little too thin. This should be the consistency of pancake batter, but we're going to put in another package of, there we go. Okay, so I got 2 boxes of Trader Joe's cornbread and 1 container of, and 1 bag of Marie Callender's, and I can tell this is going to be about right in terms of the consistency. You're going to want to butter a pan, which I have off to the side, or use a spray or whatever it is you do to grease your pan. Let me get the pan, hold on. So this is the size pan I use. I'm doing cornbread. Alrighty, so I'm just going to keep mixing this up, and in a few hours I will put this in the oven at the house. We'll bake it, and then we'll continue this review by doing a tasting of the cornbread with the whiskey. And there's going to be a lot of other foods there, a lot of other people there, a lot of other wines there. I don't know what wines are going to be there. But for the sake of this review, I'm only interested in seeing how this goes. Now, for the other whiskey review that I'm going to be doing in terms of whiskey and food pairing, Jack Daniel's actually has released a barbecue beef, ready to go. Barbecue beef for like making barbecue sandwiches, and it has Jack Daniel's whiskey in it. So I bought a couple different barbecue sandwich meats, which tend to be on the sweet side. I bought the Jack Daniel's one, and I bought another one. And what I want to try is with a couple different whiskeys. I want to do one with a something with some smoke. You know, if you think how strong smoke is, and particularly in some of the Islay whiskeys, the question is, from the sweetness of Islay whiskeys, the sweetness of the barbecue and the smoke, will it sort of sift through in your palate? This is a question. This is going to be an experiment. And what I'm thinking through on this is that as you taste the barbecue meat and then try some whiskey with smoke in it, that the smoke will sort of go through the meat in your mouth the way smoked, it sort of be like a smoked meat in this experience. That's my guess, but we'll see how that goes. Alrighty, this is looking really, really good. I don't want to spill this, but I'll try to show you the consistency of this. And we'll see. Right now, this is about the consistency that I like. Alrighty, so stay tuned, and in just a minute, you'll be seeing the finish of this review with the cornbread and Elijah Craig Kentucky Straight Bourbon. Alrighty, we've had it in there for about 40 minutes, usually about half an hour, but there's so much liquid in there, it's taking a little longer. 400 degrees, probably 40, 50 minutes, and but I think it's about ready to go. Grab another hot pad. Alright, that looking nice golden brown. You can always stick a toothpick in it, but it's nice and firm. Alrighty. It is really hot. Really, really hot. Still looking a little doughy. So I'm gonna let this cool off. We'll come right back to it.
I'm gonna keep these two whites.
Awesome.
Actually,
Okay. No, it's still a little hot, but the real test is how does it go with the actual bourbon? As you can tell, I'm a snob because I talk with my mouth full of food. Here we go. This is a very high class thing here.
I might need to be a part of it.
Wow. This is breakfast of champions. It's awesome. Alrighty, well that's about it for this review. Try it. Let me know if you like it or not. And until next time, cheers.